Thank you so much.
Where is your wife? Okay.
She's around.
That's exciting. And you say hi to them. Oh, yes.
going to miss one chair up front.
Okay.
Ah, you have all screens here. With, how many? 5?
When you stumble and fall, get yourself off the ground. Play your favorite song and sing it out. Take a deep breath in the time we begin to smile. Listen to the wind, it's the sweetest of sights. Smile at the stranger underneath the
How's it go about?
Do you have YouTube on there?
Yeah.
Can you just go to the page and make sure I'm not seeing anything in the send screen here? I want to make sure we're working. There's a bit of a delay. This looks right now.
Oh, there it is.
Thank you.
Anything else I can help with?
I don't know. It's not switching properly. All right, I just got to do it twice. Okay. Thank you. That was super helpful.
Yeah. Let me know if I can do anything else.
So if you're watching the stream, clearly you can hear my voice and Chelsea's voice.
Hello.
We're just making it up as we go along and figuring out the problems as they come up.
And I will
We're gonna
close so
start
nobody
real
goes
soon.
that way. Chelsea, can you tell her exactly what it's to on your phone?
Yeah, that's perfect. I turned my phone off. I was nervous it would ring, or I just turned everything
I've got it in case that goes wrong, then I
Of
can.
course. It's a small little world, huh? Small. Nice.
And they all train, and they've got hands.
Are they zoomed in? Can I see them on Zoom?
Yep.
Where's the Zoom?
The Zoom doesn't show up on here. It's only on the monitor.
So when will they come up there? Oh, when the kids walk in?
Alina is in charge of it, yeah.
Should we touch base with Alina and see if people are joining?
It's not even fall.
Masha said I can hear you on the YouTube channel.
Hi, Masha.
159. Here they come. It's 2. It's 2 o'clock.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So we're about to start, and I'd like to ask you to turn off your phones. Okay, so we don't have any interruptions during our ceremony. And you don't have to get out of your seat. We have a photographer, so he'll take the pictures and he'll share them with us afterwards. So you don't need to stand up and take pictures, okay? Because we have some. So, without further ado, let's welcome our graduates of 2023. really appreciate you coming. It's so fabulous to see all of you, parents and teachers and students and brothers and sisters here with us today. So thank you for all the effort that you have made. Thank you to our students who are here virtually. We appreciate you being here because it means so much to us to finally be back as a community all together here. So thank you. We want to say thank you to the QSI Bratislava School and especially Mirka Blaho, who has rescued us with this graduation. For the last 10 days, not sure where we were going to be, but this is a beautiful venue, so thank you. And a huge, huge thank you to Miss Rep, who made this all happen. I've done everything from run around to print things and organize things and get your caps and gowns and all of that, so thank you. We are here to celebrate you on this day for this hour. But actually, you should celebrate yourselves every day, not just this hour. You are phenomenal, you are creative, you are smart, you are compassionate. And you should value that and you should celebrate it. You are an amazing, amazing group of students that I feel incredibly privileged to have been part of your academic career just for a little bit of time. So thank you. Thank you, students, for that, because it's been amazing for me. You all have powerful voices. You all have something to say. Every day when you speak, you teach me something. And so I'm going to turn this powerful voice over to Omkar Nayak, who is going to speak for the student body.
Welcome, fellow students, faculty members, and esteemed guests. It is with great pride that I congratulate KIS International School's class of 23 on their graduation. Guys, you made it. As we've all gathered here to celebrate the academic successes, extracurricular achievements, and the culmination of each student's high school career, on behalf of class of 23, I would like to thank our incredible faculty and our supportive parents for their endless support. Faculty and parents, it is your hearts of steel that has inspired many of us to hold on to our future during these chaotic times, and keep on trekking through this, climbing up this exceedingly difficult path. Thanks to the proactive planning of our administration and the calm yet steady mindset of our teachers, we, the class of 23, were able to complete our education as seamlessly as possible. It is because of you that we find ourselves with the ability to open a new chapter in our lives. Class of 23, I want to tell you a few things. First of all, I want you to know how unbelievably proud I am of all of you. Some of you had to write mocks last November with air raid sirens in the background, while others had to hide in shelters in the middle of the school day. Many of you who actually went to school probably can go to the library just on autopilot by now, and I know that many of you will never be able to hear fireworks the same way ever in the rest of your life. Those of you who did end up leaving Ukraine, you guys had to jump from place to place before you could settle down and actually think about what to do, much less where to continue going to school. But still, if you are here, you guys made it. You guys are in those seats, and our future businessmen, our businesswomen, our future artists and our film directors, and our future diplomats and journalists. Oh, and some guy who wants to make out with me. Nevertheless, I hope you guys realize that we finished our studies in the most difficult of circumstances that we're put into. But despite the discipline and drive that went into getting our diplomas, I want you guys to realize how incredibly privileged we are. This leads me to the second thing I want to say. This privilege did not come cheaply. I would like to take this time to remind you of the responsibility that we bear on our shoulders from now on because of this. Many people have sacrificed their lives, dreams, and ambitions to secure our safety. And while we may mourn them for their sacrifices, we must remember that now we carry the responsibility to fill in the void of happiness, positivity, and love that they have left behind. My fellow students, as we depart the gates of Europe, we owe it to the people who have sacrificed for us and this nation. It is now our responsibility to show the iron will, kind intentions, and the endless love of our eternal heroes. Class of 23, we are lucky. We not only have the privilege of being protected physically, but now the souls of our brave soldiers watch out for us. We may have chains slowing us down for the rest of our lives, but we were simultaneously granted an endless source of motivation. It is not an expectation to succeed, but now a responsibility. My friends, we are now extraordinary and we cannot fail. Cossacks, remember that from now on, wherever life takes you. Once again, congratulations to Kyiv International School, class of 2023. Go Cossacks and Slava Ukraini. Please welcome Ms. Leanne Hume, secondary humanities teacher, voted by the class of 2023 to give the commencement address for this year's ceremony.
Добрий день, любі друзі. Вітаю. I am so grateful to have been given the chance to address the graduating class of 2023 here today. I have some things I want to say. My first year at KIS was 2013. I was on the 8-year-old team with Ms. Prima, and some of you were in my 8-year-old class that year. And it has been incredibly exciting and moving to watch you meander your way through the machinery of our amazing institution and see you find your voices and find your feet and find your way and find yourselves. This year, this graduating class, this ceremony is not like any other in KIS's long and storied history. It's not like any other in human history, and that's not an exaggeration. In August of 2019, you started secondary school full of hope, mischief, optimism, snappy comebacks, and plausible yet unlikely excuses why your homework wasn't finished yet. Within months, fate and the universe gifted you with the first monumental challenge. A wicked flu wound its way around the world, starting in Wuhan. And within months, you were dealing with hand sanitizer and face masks, Zoom and Teams, cohort schedules, and quarantines. It was a mess, and it sucked. But it sucked in a way that we had no idea how much we would miss, until you were gifted with a second monumental challenge. This one was gifted to us by the malign mental patients in the asylum otherwise known as the Kremlin. And there was nothing to enjoy about this challenge. So yeah, not so much a normal 4-year sort of high school journey for the class of 23. That makes giving this speech, being asked to give the speech, a bit of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it's a phenomenal honor to stand up here before this amazing group of educators and parents and students at this pivotal time in your lives, at this pivotal time in human history, and have an opportunity to share some wisdom with you about what it all means. But on the other hand, dredging up such wisdom, it's hard, and I don't really know where to start. And there's not really a template for even the middle part, and I don't even know where to begin looking for how to end it. So let's start there, yeah? Let's begin with how our now is different than any other now. Typically, a commencement speaker, that's what this is, right? It's a commencement speech, even though it's at the end of your high school career, which sounds kind of strange, but typically a commencement speaker uses something from their personal life story to shed a metaphorical light on your big moment. Often they tell moving series of anecdotes, and they spit it into one big, last, all-encompassing life lesson. Today, I'm here to say thank you to each and every one of you for about 100 million life lessons that you have given me. Am I supposed to teach you something about resilience? Or courage? Or about how to keep your eye on the ball when it gets really hard? Really? No. Some of you, and here I'm speaking to the Ukrainian students as well as the Ukrainian staff, have been within 25 kilometers of the KIS campus for the entirety of the Russian war of aggression against Ukraine. From the first horrifying moments that bombs and missiles began to fall on the beautiful streets and buildings and people of our great city on the Dnipro, while the outcome of the invasion of the Battle of Hostimo was being determined, some of you waited to see if the geniuses running the special military operation would be able to refuel a 40-kilometer column of armor that stalled on the way to occupy your city. I have nothing to teach any of you about courage, but I thank you from the bottom of my heart for yours. KIS is an amazing place. It's a beautiful campus with incredible facilities and a long, proud history full of tradition, and it's like soaked in countless memories. It's like a beautiful piece of baklava. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit hungry. And in my metaphor, the memories are like the honey. You know how like the bottom layer of the baklava gets totally soaked and it's so good? It's like that. Okay, where was it? Okay, yes, the campus is super nice. Okay. But it's just a place, and what makes KIS KIS is not buildings or playgrounds. What makes KIS KIS is Cossacks. Cossack teachers, Cossack administrators, Cossack alumni, Cossack cleaners and maintenance guys and guards and Cossack IT staff, Cossack parents, Cossacks, and once a Cossack? That was terrible. We're going to give it one more try because mastery learning. Once a Cossack? Always a Cossack! And as the world has learned over and over again over the last hard, cruel, painful months, Cossacks don't run. Am I going to tell you a story that is going to inspire you to remember to be resilient? Yeah, for real. I've been watching. I've been taking notes. Like, as long as I live, if I live to be 1,000, I will never see what you have shown me again. So rather than life lessons, let's make this about assurances, okay? Maybe you're wondering something that all of us wonder from time to time. Something that in times of great crisis and trauma, it's very, very normal to wonder. Have I done enough? When the war first started, some Cossacks who left Kiev, who left Ukraine, got to where they were going and they immediately started looking for ways to help. Some of us became Facebook warriors, posting endlessly and checking in with friends and family who hadn't gotten someplace safe and warm and quiet, seeing how they were, what they were feeling, what they needed. Others secured supplies. They started looking for ways to funnel them back into Ukraine. Humanitarian aid, uniforms, boots, tourniquets, first aid kits, money. I remember reading something somewhere about trauma and about how an overridingly common feeling among those who were trying to help was that they weren't doing enough. That no matter how much they were able to do, there was always more to be done, because of course there always was more to be done. You know, more than any one person, one group, one anything can do. So maybe you're feeling that. Maybe you're sitting here safe, warm and well fed, intact, unbroken and alive, and you're wondering, have I done enough? You have. You have. You have. Maybe you have a different question. Maybe one that graduates, students, seniors from time immemorial have wondered, sometimes out loud, sometimes so loudly it's like a jet airplane taking off, and it's kind of impossible to imagine that someone's making that noise from wondering out loud. But often the question gets wondered quietly on the inside, in the dark, at 3 a.m., when you can't sleep. Maybe you can't sleep because you're a normal high school senior and you're thinking a lot of stuff, or maybe you can't sleep because the mental patients who live just to the east of Ukraine are at it again. But there in the dark, in the middle of the night, in the back of your mind, in the bottom of your heart, you can hear that little voice ask that irritatingly unanswerable question. Am I ready? Now those of you who have done a show with me know that the Kozakter's battle cry. And whenever you're asked, are you ready? The only acceptable answer is a full-throated, unreserved, awesomely passionate, even if you're not quite sure of it all the way yet. I was born ready. So let's do one right now, okay? Everybody, are you ready?
I was born ready!
Okay, that was not awesome. Again. Are you ready?
I was born ready!
One last time, this time so they can hear us in Crimea. Are you ready?
I was born ready!
Yes. Now just the grass. Are you ready? Yeah, see, it's a little different when it's just you all by yourself. It's a little more hard, it's a little more self-conscious. But let me tell you this, you were not born ready for this. You were not. You weren't born ready for COVID, for years of online school and isolation, for no sports and no in-person activities, for moving at the drop of the hat and starting all over in a new place, for staying put and knowing that there's evil in the world, for leaving but staying and finding a way to jump through every hoop and meet every challenge. You weren't. You just weren't, because no one could have been. But you have done all there is to do here and more. You have done all that anyone could have ever expected of you and more. You have made sacrifices that no one should have ever have had to make and made more. You have found ways to succeed that you couldn't have even imagined and then found more. You have been forged in a metaphorical fire under geological pressure, and you have become diamonds. And you have been, for me, light. Sometimes the only light in a very, very dark place. So are you ready? You are. You are. You are. Maybe, like graduating seniors from time immemorial, you have one even bigger question. And this is like the really, really big one. You can never answer it, and it never goes away. It's just there, internally, unforgivingly, maddeningly there. What's next? Today I have an answer. It's not a definite for sure answer, but I believe it. With my whole heart, yes. With my emotion, yes. With my hope, yes, but also with my mind, with reason, and from experience. What comes next? Victory. Ukraine is going to win, and then my almost adult friends, there will be a party. And there will be a celebration to end all celebrations, and you'll be there in person or in spirit, and I'll see you there, and we'll laugh, and we'll cry, and we'll dance, and we'll sing, and we'll cry some more, and we'll hug, and I might have a glass of wine or two. And then after that, we will grieve, and together we will try to count the cost of what's been done. The ruined places, the shattered roads, buildings, bridges, schools, hospitals, museums, and churches, and the lives forever changed or altered. We'll try and we'll fail because it is uncountable. So we'll gather and we'll share the pain and we'll cry some more and we'll hug and I'll definitely have a glass of wine or two. And eventually somewhere someone will laugh. And that seems impossible to imagine, but it will happen because it has to, because after the grieving, there's going to be work to do. And new places will need to be planned and built. New bridges and buildings and hospitals and schools and churches and museums will need to be planned and built and staffed and administered. And you will be the ones tasked with doing it. And if you're not in Ukraine and you don't plan to be, don't worry, there'll be stuff for you to do too. And if you are in Ukraine, your courage and your resiliency, they're going to be needed. And once again, you'll wonder about whether or not you've done enough. And each day, you'll have to decide whether or not you have. Don't worry. Do your best, and know that your best will vary. The list of things I don't know would fill all the libraries and universities you have to build. But I know this. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready. Thank you all so much. Godspeed, good luck. Slava Ukraine. Please welcome our next student speaker, Wojciech Shikochi. Am I close?
Ladies and gentlemen, over the past 4 years, we all went through incredibly difficult and unique times. We all had to adapt to learning and teaching online when COVID hit, and then we all had to adapt to learning and teaching from another country, another time zone, another life situation when Russia invaded Ukraine. In these 4 years, we all lost something, some of us more than others. As students, we have gone through a time that has demanded more maturity and resilience from us than any teenager should be willing to give. We had an experience so far removed from the upbeat teen drama that we hoped or perhaps expected it to be. Even so, we stayed together. We laughed together, we cried together, we learned together. Well, as together as can be over the internet. It will be hard for the world to imagine the strength it took us to wake up every day and to learn in a school without a building. Wherever you're going now, the people there will not know the courage and resilience it took you to get there. And in a way, I'm grateful for that. Not for the terrible times, but for the amazing, resilient, courageous people we have become thanks to them. But we didn't get here alone. We are here not thanks to just our own efforts, but thanks to the efforts of everyone in this room and many more. KIS remained open through 4 years of constant crisis. We had a few normal months of high school, and then there was COVID, and then there was the war. The teachers and staff of the school have been pushing through constantly shifting, constantly difficult conditions, and yet they kept teaching. Extracurricular activities kept happening. Whether we laughed or we cried, we did so together as a community, as Cossacks. And it's very easy to say that our high school days were bad, but that would overlook the amazing effort that everyone here has made to make them as good as possible. And for that, I want to thank the teachers and staff of KIS who went above and beyond to make this as good as it can be. I want to thank my parents for their boundless support, no matter how strange these 4 years got. And most importantly, I want to thank all the people that we were 4 years ago for becoming the people sitting in this room right now. As a really good band once sang, high school never ends. I hope for us that means staying resilient and courageous no matter where in the world we find ourselves. Thank you for your attention. And with that, please welcome the next student speaker, Anna Leshi.
Dear teachers, parents, and everyone who has been around all these years to support us. I remember pacing to the hallway of the high school building with my camera in my hands, busy and excited about shooting the graduation rehearsal of class 2021. The sun was blinding as I ran around the soccer field trying to get the most empowering angle, trying to capture the strength of the graduates. Just 1 year later, just half a year later, in November 2021, I was covering my camera from the falling first snow as I hurried to take candid pictures of the graduates of 2022. I admired the post-pandemic resilience, not knowing how all our lives would change just 2 months from then, that winter. Year after year, as I photographed the KIS graduates, I daydreamed about how my graduation would go. Thinking of graduating motivated me to work even harder when things got challenging. Even in the most uncertain times, I dreamt of graduating in Kyiv, at home. I'm so grateful to Bratislava, and despite not having my high school graduation in Ukraine, I am at home, surrounded by the community and the people who are my home. People who separated urgently and with little preparation, yet gathered from all around the world here today in Bratislava. Everyone experienced different stories, but we are all here today together, physically and online, united, inspired, and certainly quite emotional as we celebrate the graduation of this truly inspiring class. Responding to our circumstances, we matured, we adapted, we grew, and we bloomed. The seniors graduating today are some of the most driven, inspiring, and united high school graduates you could probably ever meet. We still have so much energy, and a large part of our success lies in the inspiration we have received from our teachers. From Ms. Chamris, who was there every single day explaining some of the toughest math concepts despite electricity cutoffs or explosions, inspiring our resilience. From Ms. Hume, who cared about us so genuinely and kept us inspiring us to respond to hardship with art. Frau Katja, Miss Katja, who inspired us to be understanding yet unstoppable, to seek an unshakable balance and to push beyond our boundaries. Despite only joining KIS in my freshman year of high school, the community that I could go to and feel at home, that is what KIS is to me. I now want to thank Ms. Gary for not only being an incredible IB teacher, but for, together with the school, advocating for our class. Ms. Gary, you were there for us at the most challenging times, providing true support to me and to other students. And I'm beyond grateful for that. And certainly using this opportunity, I want to thank my parents, who have given me the resources and built my strength to pursue every opportunity and respond to every challenge which may come my way with confidence. gathered here today, proud of each other and ourselves, inspired to step into it, knowing we have all it takes to be the future. Let's congratulate the class of 2023. Thank you and glory to Ukraine. Now please welcome the next student speaker, KIS.
If we could describe our high school experience in one word, genuinely, that would be very hard. However, it was definitely unexpected. We're finally graduating. All the moments of worry are behind now. We have the future ahead of us. For some, it's a relief, while for others, it's a new form of fear. However, I'm truly proud of all of you. You're here now. Your efforts and your time paid off. And as much as those stress-inducing tests affected me at that moment, it's not that which I'll remember. I'm sure I did horribly on some tests, but I don't remember. Even though it mattered so much during that time, I forgot. But I didn't forget my first day of high school. I didn't forget my classmates. I didn't forget my friends. I didn't forget my teachers. I didn't forget you. From every single person in this room, I learned something. Even if you're thinking, there's no way, we barely talked, she's not talking about me, I'm also talking about you. And no matter how small the interaction, you had an impact on me. And I'm truly grateful for that, because without you, I wouldn't have grown and changed. We wouldn't have grown and changed together. Through the vast experiences everyone has had, we learned something about ourselves, our values, our beliefs, our motivation. And I don't know how much I'll be able to remember as time passes by, but the Nika right now wants to sincerely, from the deepest part of my heart, thank you all for an unforgettable high school experience. Now, something more cheerful. Get your tissues ready, and please enjoy a video packed with so many memories, so many photos that I directed and produced. Thank you so much.
Sometimes gotta let it go. Sometimes gotta look away. Sometimes just gotta know when to stick your middle finger up in the air. I cannot explain, tell you how I feel. Life is just a game, and I'm playing for the win. Don't be scared to say just what you think. Cause no matter how bad someone's listening, don't get what you say, yeah. Don't get how you feel. Get out of my way, yeah. Cause I got the heart of steel. Don't get what you say, how you feel. Oh, my heart of steel. to lose, you can't afford to. Tore my shirt to stop you bleeding, but nothing ever stops you leaving. Quiet when I'm coming home, I'm on my own. Like it like, say I like it like that, like it like that. Like it like, say I like it like that, like it like that.
Thank you, Nika, for your wonderful video filled with memories. We have to give her another big round of applause. Those grad photos that you see were taken last night. Ms. Hume went home last night to edit those photos, sent them a little after midnight, and Nika was able to get those all into the video this morning. So. I have carefully reviewed the academic records for this year's graduating class. I hereby certify that all students receiving their American high school diplomas today have met or exceeded the requirements set by Quality Schools International, accredited by Middle States Association for graduation from Kiev International School. Ms. Geary, Director of Instruction, will read the names of this year's graduating class.
Okay, I'm going to start with our virtual students. And so, Aditya Sandeep Deshmukh. And Nikita Sheffner. Mariam Al-Harmony. Tia Marie Basut. Alicia Gabarenko. Angelica Goloyeva. Veronica Yardley.
This is really important. It all goes on your
Elizaveta Ishenko. Anita Latikova. Anna Lashi. Andre Luxon.
Open up. Open up? Yeah, sure.
Build it.
last speaker is coming to us virtually. Please welcome Aditya Deshmukh. When he is finished, Mr. Woodruff will give the closing remarks.
Hey guys, look at all those beautiful faces. I'm actually recording this on my phone right now, so my face is the only one that I can see. Okay, one last speech and then we're done forever. Right, so Omkar, Anna, Nika and Wojtek did an amazing job. They covered all the bases, so I don't have much to talk about. All I can say is that I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here right now with you, even though it's on Zoom, and that we've had this journey, this amazing journey. I'm grateful to my parents, my teachers, my friends, and this wonderful, wonderful community, family even. Look, I was just a kid in India out of millions, but it was my dad who got posted to Kiev, and that little thing is going to shape my life. I still reminisce about how I'd ride my bike to school, greet Mr. Legan, then lunch in the cafeteria, basketball in the gym, and then leaving Dr. Sunita's room as I'd head back home on my bike. But not just that, I'm going to miss Miss Denny's energy on Zoom and talking about everything from world politics to Pokemon to movies to sports with Mr. Seventy Kandranath and AP World History. I'm going to miss you guys so much. I'm going to miss all of this. And university better be good. Even though all that happened, it's going to be hard to top my KIS experience. From the first day of freshman year to now we're graduating. What an incredible journey we've been on, guys. We've made it. I love you guys, and I just want to say thank you. And I hope that there's a KIS reunion in a few years. And so I'd like to end this speech with a little quote from Winnie the Pooh. How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard.
Well, if anybody deserves a reunion, it's you guys. Did you think you'd make it? I'm curious. I'm always curious about this, so let's just give it a try. Just stand up. Just all of you stand up. Okay. If you've only been with KIS, if you were lucky enough to be with KIS just for high school, sit down. If you came during the wonderful high school years. If you joined when you were in middle school, sit down. If you joined KIS when you were in elementary, sit down. If you joined when you were in preschool, this is you. You can sit down. Even when they're pregnant, say, I'd like to enroll my child. Some people join earlier. I'd like to just thank you, first of all, for being here. This is our second year in Bratislava, and Bratislava is a beautiful, beautiful city, and we're gracious to be able to be here, but we surely hope it's our last year in Bratislava. Next year we plan to be at KIS. So, I would like to just recognize a few people before I get started on a few remarks. One is to thank Mr. and Mrs. Blaho from KIS Bratislava for I'm sure they are equally looking forward to us being at KIS next year. I'd like to say a special thanks to Ms. Rep for all of her work. She just starts planning this really early on. We never have to worry about anything because she's just got it all taken care of. Ms. Geary and Ms. Mariana for helping helping to coordinate everything. Thank you very much. Ms. Hume for such a lovely speech today. And Mr. Hume for doing tech, making sure everything is done. I'd also like to recognize, and I hope you've already seen a special guest in our audience today, and that is Mr. Scott Legan, who has joined us as the Director of Instruction for the past 3 years, so it's wonderful that he's here with us today. So every year, I'm kind of thinking about what reminds me of you, like your class. Last year, this will be the last of these that I do for a while, just FYI. So I apologize that I'm going to talk a little bit, but I won't be doing these in the future. But I was thinking about, what reminds me of you guys as a class. And last year, I talked about the banyan tree. The year before, talked about baseball. Baseball. The year before that was golf, so it was a big switch up. And I was just thinking about, what reminds me of you, and I can't quite put my finger on it this weekend since I've been here, but I just kept on thinking, the Hells Angels. Something about this group, or I don't know what, maybe it was the sounds in the air, or just the people I would see walking around, but you guys remind me of the Hells Angels. Not in a bad way. I honestly can't think of two better words in some ways to describe you. We all know the hell. I think we're all familiar with the hell. I'm just not sure if you're familiar that you were the angels, if you knew that. This year, there's been some ups and downs. I was laughing because when we first found out about the guests in Bratislava, we had our business management class, and Lisa says, of course. Why wouldn't we just have a normal graduation year? Of course they're here. But there's something about that, of course, and whatever, just gonna move on, we've got this, that is really impressive. Even I think everybody in that class was like, meh, we'll be fine. Now I'm just curious how many of you knew about the Hells Angels before you came? Did anyone? Raise your hand if you knew who the Hells Angels even were before this weekend. Okay, that makes me super old. Have you ever been on a motorcycle before? On a Harley Davidson? Okay. Well, I hope that in the time that you've been here, you've heard that sound. Have you listened to those Harleys on the street?
Yes.
It's pretty awesome, right? I don't know, it's just like you hear it and it's powerful and it's loud and presence. And there's presence. I love that sound. Okay, not that I'm going to teach you anything today, but I just want to tell you why you remind me a little bit about the Hells Angels. And I'm not sure if you know this, but the Hells Angels have a lot of rules in place as an organization. Rules that are really, really important. And there's 3 that I want to share with you today. The first one is show up. There are events, as we are experiencing this weekend, all the time with the Hells Angels. Lots of the times it's like charitable events, but one of their rules is show up. And I think that you have demonstrated this time and time again. I would just give one piece of maybe what we've learned is that best case scenario, you show up face to face. You know what I mean? Let's put all the Zoom stuff behind us for a while and just move forward with some face to face showing up. Number 2 is everyone over. So this is a rule that if they're riding down the road and one of them gets pulled over, everybody stops. So they don't just leave the one person behind, all of them pull over. Pretty sure it's like an intimidation tactic just to make sure they can hit the road again, but there's something to that. If someone's over on the side, everybody over. And the last one is ready to ride. Always be ready to ride. Estimated 20,000 miles per year is well, they ride bikes, that's their whole thing. So of course they're gonna be riding long distances, right? I think, when I think of be ready to ride for you, I just think, do the hard thing. Do the hard thing, move in the right direction, hit the road. Just do it, just go. On my way here, I was listening to the new song by Jean-Baptiste, Be Who You Are. Have you heard it yet? Came out like 3 days ago. Put it on your playlist, it's really, really good. But as I was listening to this song, I was listening to the lyrics, and I couldn't help but think about you and being ready to ride. And this is what he says. Lonely one, out there on an eagle's wings, you're bringing something they can't bring, and singing something they can't sing. I know it's lonely when saying something they ain't heard, don't want to share a mumbling word, but just follow me and we will learn that you can only be who you are. The motto for the Hells Angels is, angels forever, forever angels. Sound familiar? Ours is, once a Kozak,
Always a Kozak.
Yeah. So, I say, get on that Harley, hit the road, and make some noise. Congratulations. Okay, so I would just like to remind the audience, or tell the audience for the first time probably, please stay seated, remain in your seats until the graduates have exited. So we're going to do a little thing, they're going to exit. Families, please stay behind and have some snacks, cake, refreshments out in the lobby. Honestly, it's been amazing to have you all together. You know, yesterday when we were all out eating and some people played, it was the first time seeing everyone together. It was just incredible. So thank you for coming, being here. Please stick around and spend some time together. Graduates, before we move on to this next step, in your diploma, actually underneath, if you open it up and like don't tear your diploma, like don't rip through it, just, you know, you're gonna need that. If you open it up underneath your diploma, there's a letter from a teacher. Every teacher, not every single teacher wrote you a different letter. There's a teacher that wrote you a letter for today, okay? So we want you to pull out that letter right now, if you can get it, right now, yes, that's right. Pull out that letter and just give it a quick read. We're going to do a fluency check. No big deal. You graduated, it's okay. It's just one last thing. It's going to take them a while. They haven't read something in front of an audience for a long time. So it's on the screen. You don't have to listen to this part, you keep reading. It's fine, this isn't for you. I just would like to, while they're doing this, thank the parents. I know this is not the pathway you thought it would be. None of this was the way it was meant to be, but you have stuck with them every step of the way and just made sure they connected wherever they need to connect, pushed them to be on campus when we started to be on campus. Like, you've just supported. And so thank you and congratulations to you on this day. You deserve a bunch of thanks. And as well to the teachers from KIS. As you're reading these letters, these are from teachers. Our teachers have just like stepped up. Like everything we've asked them to do, they've done it. And they don't do it begrudgingly. They do it with a smile, and they just want to be there for the students and have shown up every single day. And so lots of them are here today, some of them are not. Some of them are joining us either by watching on live stream, and honestly, some of them, as you've seen, are preschool teachers that are watching today because they taught your children when they were in preschool. It's not just the high school teachers that did all the work. There's a long journey of teachers that helped you every step of the way. So thank you to our KIS staff and those who have been with you this entire time. Are y'all done reading? This is the very, very end. You can stand up. All of your tassels should be on the right side. This is really, really important. Okay. At this time, graduates, you can move your tassels right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of 2023.
Well, folks, if you've been watching the live stream, that's all she wrote. Thanks for tuning in.